Hello everyone, my name is Mitch and today we are going over the full card fight predictions for Brunson versus Till, UFC Fight Night, Brunson versus Till. Here on this channel, I respect your time, so we do go over the picks first and then we'll talk about the reasons why after. So if you like that kind of stuff, feel free to subscribe so you see all the videos. Let's get started. Alex Morono, Jack Shore, Julian Erosa, Marcelo Rojo, Marc-Andre Barriault, Ji-Yeon Kim, Modestes Bukauskas, Mandy Baum, Paddy Pimblett, Tom Aspinall, and Darren Till. Those are my picks. Let's talk about the reasons why. As always, here are the odds for the event. Feel free to take a look at those. David Zawada versus Alex Morono. David Zawada, it has not looked great for his recent bouts. He's lost 3 out of his last 4. It seems like he wants to pressure forward, but he just doesn't do a great job at it, in my opinion. For Alex Morono, he loses to those strikers as of lately. We have Anthony Pettis and Chaos Williams finishing the fight very early there with striking. With that being said, I do think that David Zawada's striking is not going to be too much of a problem for Alex Morono. Alex has very weird style standing up, and I think he will see some success with it, perhaps get some takedowns in the later rounds. Either way, I'm going with Alex Morono by decision. Jack Shore versus Ludwig Sholinian. This is a pretty cool fight if you were watching the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Ludwig loses, I believe it was the semi-final match, but still gets a chance to fight in the UFC. Here, Jack Shore, now we have an undefeated fighter. My understanding is that when he was younger, his father started training him, still does train him, and they started an MMA gym, or his father did, rather. So Jack Shore normally wins with his superior grappling, and I feel like that's how this fight is going to go as well. While Ludwig showed a lot of toughness in the show, I feel like he did not show the skill sets he's going to need to stop Jack Shore from approaching him, taking his back, taking him down, and getting the finish. I'm going to go with Jack Shore. Charles Jourdain versus Julian Erosa. This is a pretty exciting fight. Both of these fighters are pretty exciting. Usually for Jourdain, he loses to Andre Fili, gets taken down a bunch of times, and he just looks really susceptible to the takedown, although Andre Fili is a very good wrestler. At any rate, I do think Julian Erosa is going to be able to mix in the takedown, or at least show the takedown, and that is going to just add layers and elements to the fight that are going to help swing towards Julian's way. I'm going with Julian Erosa. I do think he will get a finish. It's kind of hard to guess with him, though, between chokes and punches, but I do think that this is going to be a pretty violent, crazy, high-paced fight. I'm going with Julian Erosa. Jonathan Martinez versus Marcelo Rojo. This fight is very close in my eyes, just very skilled stand-up, tricky stand-up. I am going to go with Marcelo Rojo coming down a weight class. He's normally at featherweight and he's coming down to bantamweight. I think that size may play a factor. He also has the reach advantage. We have a 71-inch reach here, and on the other end we have a 69.5-inch reach here. I mean, that's pretty close, but you know, in a game of inches, that's what the fighters always say, anything can count. I'm going with Marcelo Rojo, weight bully. Dolgylambola versus Marc-Andre Barriault. For Dolka, I mean, he's going to come at you fast and hard, whether it's knock your head off or take you down, ground and pound, win 2 out of the 3 rounds that way. He's coming to overpower you and be the better athlete in there. Now, with that fight style comes getting tired in the later rounds, and we do see that in him. We do see him clearly tired in the later rounds. With that being said, Barriault just got done with a similar fight with Abu Azaitar, where he seemed to pick it up strong at the end of the fight. In fact, we see him get a finish just 4 seconds before the fight ends. I do like that Barriault just got done with a fight where his cardio shined through and helped him win the fight. He also does not tend to get knocked out, so I don't think he'll get finished here. I do like him to weather the storm. I'm going with Barriault. Ji-Yeon Kim versus Molly McCann. For Kim, I like her striking more than Molly's, and also this 72-inch reach is a 10-inch reach advantage. In her last fight against Alexa Grasso did outstrike her, but I do think that it could have been a good learning experience, and it was a competitive bout. Still, it wasn't completely one-sided. We all know that Alexa Grasso has some impressive striking. On the other end, we have Molly McCann. In her last 2 fights, she got taken down 2 out of 12 times. Now, Talia Santos isn't necessarily known for her takedowns, and I think she got like 4 of them, with Laura getting the other 8 or whatever it was. With that being said, I do think that Ji Yeon Kim will be able to get takedowns if she needs to, on top of me trusting her stand up in this fight. As it is, I'm going with Ji Yeon Kim by a decision. Khalil Roundtree versus Modestas Bukauskas. Man, Khalil Roundtree used to look like a 205-pound prospect. He was finishing folks left and right, and then it seemed like Johnny Walker, Ion Cutelaba, the likes of them, humbled him. At any rate, it's hard to go with him these days, in my opinion. And Modestas is coming off of some tough losses himself, and I like him to go into this fight as if his job is on the line. Maybe go back to his old ways of finishing all of his opponents. A lot of the times he comes in with this crazy aggressive fight style, and I think that that fight style can overwhelm Khalil Roundtree. We've seen it happen before. I can see a scenario where Modestas goes in there and quickly overwhelms Khalil Roundtree and gets him out of there. I am going with Modestas. I really feel I could go either way. Molly Baum versus Ariane Lipski. I looked at Molly's last fight, and she looked pretty good everywhere. She's an undefeated prospect, so that's always fun. In her last fight, she won with striking, takedowns, ground and pound, stuff like that. And her coach is also John Kavanagh, for you Conor McGregor fans. For Ariane Lipski, we see in her last 2 fights, she actually lost by ground and pound. She seems to just get taken down at will, and ground and pound, I do feel like Molly will be able to implement that if she wants to. I also feel like she will be able to find success standing up if she wants to as well. I kind of feel like this fight is a little lopsided. We'll see how it goes. Luigi Vendramini versus Paddy Pimblett. For Paddy Pimblett, I feel like he is most comfortable with jiu-jitsu. He wants to come forward, take you down, get close, and try to submit you or just kind of grapple with you. On the other end, we have Luigi Vendramini. He seems to allow you to push forward. I do think that this is stylistically good for Paddy Pimblett. I feel like the matchmakers kind of know what they're doing. If you've been paying attention to MMA-related things, you know that Paddy Pimblett's debut is pretty exciting news and something a lot of people are going to be watching. I feel like they gave him a matchup where they know that Paddy will be able to implement his game plan without too much trouble. I'm going with Paddy Pimblett. Tom Aspinall versus Sergey Pavlovich. I mean, this is a pretty exciting fight. We have 10-2 Tom Aspinall and 14-1 for Sergey. I'm going with Tom Aspinall just because, honestly, he has made it look very easy so far in the octagon. Almost like a Cyril Gane vibe, not too hype Aspinall up too much. He kind of goes in there and makes quick work out of everyone, and if you just look at his career, that's kind of how the fights tend to go. Sergey Pavlovich has a very impressive resume in his own right. Really, we've seen him face adversity in Alistair Overeem. That's just something I can't say for Tom Aspinall, and I just have been way too impressed with Aspinall's ability to get in there and finish his opponents. I'm going with Tom Aspinall. Derek Brunson versus Darren Till. It seems like the tone for this fight is if they wrestle a bunch, Derek Brunson's going to take it, and if it stays standing up, then Darren Till is going to take it, and I tend to agree with that train of thought. Having said that, I do think that it's going to stay standing up. We see that Derek Brunson has been destroying all of the hyped prospects that the UFC has to offer. I wonder how Dana White feels about that. On the other end, we have Darren Till. I think he is going to officially get through the gatekeeper, if you will, of Derek Brunson. So the reason why I think Darren Till is going to be able to keep it standing up is because I feel like he has shown very good takedown defense against Robert Whittaker. I mean, I think Rob tries like 10 or more takedowns, at least officially the numbers say that, and he completes like 1 or 2. And then for Kelvin Gastelum, I think he completes like 1 out of 4 takedowns. So Darren Till has definitely shown an ability to keep the fight standing up. I wouldn't be surprised if him and his team, when coming into MMA, focused heavily on that because they knew that his striking was so good. On top of that, Derek Brunson is 37 years old. He is getting a little older for a fighter. So because of these reasons, I am leaning towards Darren Till. Alright, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Comment your thoughts. Thumbs up if you liked it. I'll see you guys Saturday. Peace.